Welcome to the channel dedicated to exploring the future of healthcare through innovation, entrepreneurship, and investment. In today's video, we'll take an in-depth look at the role of venture capital in biomedicine, how it operates, why it's essential, and how it drives healthcare breakthroughs that change lives. Our analysis is based on Chapter 7 of Navigating the Business Side of Biomedicine and Biotechnology by Rasit Dinc. Biomedicine is unlike any other sector. It combines cutting-edge science, long development cycles, and high regulatory hurdles. Developing a new drug or medical device isn't just expensive, it's also time-consuming, often taking a decade or more to progress from early discovery to market approval. And in this long journey, financial risk is immense. For example, developing an oncology drug can take up to 10 years. Once approved, it might generate billions in revenue. But before that point, millions of dollars must be poured into preclinical research, clinical trials, regulatory submissions, and production setup. During these early years, the startup generates no revenue, just losses. Traditional bank loans or conservative investors rarely fund such ventures. The risk is too high. This is where venture capitalists or VCs come in. Venture capital firms specialize in investing in early-stage, high-risk, high-reward startups, especially in healthcare. They provide the fuel that powers innovation from the laboratory bench to the patient bedside. In most industries, startups can become profitable quickly. A tech company might launch a product and begin earning revenue within months. But in biomedicine, the curve is inverted. Years of negative cash flow are the norm. Startups must survive prolonged financial droughts before reaching revenue-generating milestones like drug approval or licensing deals. This is why biotech relies heavily on venture capital. VC firms don't just inject cash, they spread risk, offer strategic guidance, and help companies grow in structured phases. Instead of one large investment up front, capital is deployed in stages tied to specific achievements such as completing preclinical trials or receiving investigational new drug (IND) approval. The life cycle of a biotech startup typically begins in academia or a research lab where a promising idea is born. That idea might be a new molecule, a novel therapy, or a disruptive diagnostic technology. But the journey from concept to product requires a shift from science to business. At this point, founders must build a company, often with limited experience in commercialization. Here's where venture capitalists become invaluable. They help structure the startup, recruit experienced management, navigate intellectual property issues, and refine the go-to-market strategy. They might even provide board-level oversight to guide operations. The VC's role evolves as the startup matures. In early phases, the focus is on de-risking the technology. Does the science work? Can it be reproduced? Later, attention shifts to regulatory strategy and scalability. The ultimate goal, achieve a valuation inflection point like positive phase 2 results, strong enough to attract more capital or initiate an IPO.
One of the defining characteristics of venture capital is its exit-driven nature. VC firms typically operate on a fund cycle of 7 to 10 years. They invest in a startup expecting to exit via an IPO or acquisition. These exits provide liquidity and returns to the VC's limited partners, investors such as pension funds, endowments, and family offices. For biotech startups, the most common exits are 1. Acquisition by a larger pharmaceutical company seeking to expand its pipeline. And 2. Initial public offering (IPO), allowing the startup to access public markets. The IPO path is more complex but can yield enormous returns. A biotech startup with strong phase 2 data might command a multi-billion-dollar valuation, especially in therapeutic areas like oncology or rare diseases. But these outcomes require years of disciplined execution, strategic financing, and often multiple rounds of VC investment. The early VCs may take higher risk but also enjoy a larger equity share. Later stage investors typically come in with more conservative expectations as the science has been de-risked to some extent. At first glance, biotech investing may seem irrational. A study cited in the book calculates that due to the extremely high variability in outcomes, the Sharpe ratio, a measure of risk-adjusted return for biotech investments, is close to zero. This means the risk far outweighs the expected reward for most investors. So why do VCs continue to fund biotech? The answer lies in portfolio theory and power laws. While many startups will fail or return modest outcomes, one blockbuster drug approval can yield returns so massive that it justifies the entire fund. A single $500 million exit can cover losses from 10 failed ventures. This asymmetric payoff model is well understood by seasoned venture capitalists. They diversify aggressively, investing in 20 or more startups per fund, hoping that 1 to 2 will succeed spectacularly. So what convinces a VC to write a check for a biotech startup? The book identifies several milestones VCs use to assess value. For more insights, explore Chapter 7 of Navigating the Business Side of Biomedicine and Biotechnology by Rasit Dinc. Thank you for watching. We encourage you to subscribe to our channel for more content on the intersection of technology and healthcare. Together, let's shape the future of healthcare.